We see the save switch into Shadow Typhlosion. The opponent answers our Typhlosion save switch with Gyarados. You might think this is a bad spot to be in. A fire type into a water type by Typhlosion with access to Thunder Punch. That is double super effective. The opponent tries to trap us into the CMP tie. We take the extra, open up the door to take back switch. We shield up the crunch. Typhlosion gets a massive incinerate farm down. The opponent thinking about what to send out. Send back up Mammoth. We are now doubled up and there is no baiting. Does the opponent respect the damage? Welcome back to the channel. My god, today do we have a banger of a battle submission from a trainer we feature regularly on the channel, especially in the Master League, Trainer 31. I actually faced off against a Poison Jab Conkeldurr in this format, and I thought, my god, is that an interesting pick. Poison Jab generates 3.5 EPT, that now generates more energy than the nerf counter. Not only that, it hits all the common fairy types for super effective and all the flyers for neutral. Trainer 31's actually running twin nukes as well, and you know that is certainly my playstyle. We've got no brutal swing, we've got stone edge and dynamic punch to hopefully boom some unsuspecting opponents. I like to think of this as the home of shadow Pokemon, so this wouldn't be a showcase on my channel without some shadow spice. Trainer 31 is flexing his level 50, fully maxed out 100% IV Shadow Typhlosion that you can currently see on the screen. When I was growing up, my dad told me there's two things you shouldn't discuss. That's politics and religion. You can see that Trainer 31 caught this Typhlosion in his home country of Israel. I'm sure a lot of you are aware that Israel is currently a war-torn country. Trainer 31's even had his home destroyed by war. So firstly, I'm going to say my thoughts and prayers are with you, buddy. Keep yourself safe, and I hope you see the end of this conflict soon. Secondly, at the risk of demonetization, I'm going to drop that F-bomb. I'm going to say a huge fuck you to war. In 2024, I think it's highly unacceptable that global leaders think it's alright to kill innocent civilians in their conflicts. But with that being said, without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, Trainer 31 leads the Hands of Stone. Shout out Robert Duran or anyone old enough to even know who that is. He was nicknamed the Hands of Stone and one of the best boxers of all time. Into Titar running SmackDown. So this isn't the worst matchup for us whatsoever. We're going to completely wall the opponent. However, Rock, being a dreadful defensive type, one of the few things they resist is poison. The opponent able to make a very nice catch, catching the dynamic punch onto Gyarados. Undeterred, Trainer 31 says, don't worry, I've got a surprise for you. We fire off the Stone Edge, force a Protect Shield. Hands of Stone, going to get off as much Poison Jab damage as he physically can before we see the save switch into Shadow Metagross. This is by no means a good matchup for Metagross. Metagross going to be operating as the damage sponge. We're actually able to reach the Meteor Mash before the opponent get the resisted Dragon Breath farm down. Trainer 31 goes for full undercharge, but it's still lethal as Meteor Mash is an absolutely busted move. Titar likely returns and gets the resisted SmackDown farm down. Back out comes Tyranitar. We send back out Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr able to reach the dynamic punch. Oof, I thought we were going to get farmed down. But Conkeldurr holds strong, forcing the opponent's final protection. We send out Typhlosion. Typhlosion in a god-awful matchup. But luckily we've got two Protect Shields to hide behind. The opponent fire off the crunch. Typhlosion looks to reach the blast burn required to remove Tyranitar from the field of play, but unable to do so before the second crunch is reached. The opponent sends out Metagross. Oh baby, Typhlosion about to get the first big boom of the video. Get that Metagross off my screen. Trainer 31 is doubled up. Blast burn might be resisted, but you already know it's going to be all she wrote. GG's and thanks for playing. The only violence that I'm a fan of is Shadow Crimes in the Go Battle League. Heading into the next battle, we'll lead Conkeldurr into Gyarados. On Poison Jab, this isn't actually the worst matchup whatsoever, as we're hitting for neutral, and of course Stone Edge after the Poison Jabs will cleanly pick up that one hit KO. Ironically, Conkeldurr is probably our best answer to a Waterfall Gary on the team. The opponent send out Florges. We're going to bank a boatload of energy and catch the Disarming Voice onto Metagross. A very nice play. Can Trainer 31 commit to the full Bullet Punch farm down? We're going to have to eat a Moonblast, but hopefully 5 further Bullet Punches remove this pesky fairy from the field of play. Let's see, can we get the farm down? 1, 2, 3, 4, off. That is the absolute perfect farm down. We not only leave very low, meaning Gyarados gets minimal farm when it returns, but we've also got enough energy to reach back-to-back Meteor Mashes, meaning the opponent is going to be forced to invest a Protect Shield. The opponent puts up that Protect Shield, over the Wham Bam combo play, send out Conkeldurr, Stone Edge, force the opponent very quickly, all shields down. Trainer 31 looks to fire off the dynamic punch, removing Gyarados from the field of play. The opponent bank all their energy, send out Metagross. Oh boy, if we get fully bullet punch farm down here, we could be in a rough spot, but Conkeldurr, so thick, able to survive, reach the next dynamic punch, leaving the opponent on 1 HP and a dream. We send back out Metagross, looking to force the energy. That should just about wrap things up for this battle, as the opponent going to be unable to reach a move. Typhlosion gets the incinerate farm down. Gyarados does have a move bank, but we've got that protect shield to hide behind. Trainer 31 going to of course invest it, blocking up the Aqua Tail. We've got the Thunder Punch bank, and Typhlosion is a Gyarados counter confirmed. Although to be fair, they're very deep in the red, but we're going to emerge victorious. GG's, and thanks for playing. Trainer 31, I'm going to be honest mate, I am very jealous of that Hundo Typhlosion. Heading into the next battle, we lead Conkeldurr into Togekiss. Despite us running Poison Jab, there's 2 better responses in the back. We say switch into Typhlosion, and out comes Gyarados. As they're on Dragon Breath, this is a matchup we can flip, and I imagine that is what we're going to look for. The opponent show no respect to the Thunder Punch, as that's double super effective. Despite not getting same type attack bonus, that damage is just ridiculous. We shield up the Aqua Tail. Typhlosion gets the full incinerate farm down, leaving with an absolute boatload of energy. However, we're very low on health. Out comes Annihilate. Trainer 31 plays it risky, throwing the extra incinerate to reach the double blast burn. The counter will not be knocking us out. The first blast burn forces the opponent's first protect shield. Is the opponent going to 2-shield the ape? Yes, they are. We can now just send out Conkeldurr to operate as the damage sponge. This was pre-Rage Fist, so the opponent likely throw a Shadow Ball, but one Shadow Ball will not knock us out, and I'm going to anticipate the opponent pivoting out into Togekiss looking for the snipe. There's the attempted snipe. Trainer 31 throws the Stone Edge, goes for the full undercharge, wanting to leave enough farm on this Togekiss to get the move ready for the returning ape. Trainer 31 looking for that full bullet punch farm down, which we get. Back out comes Annihilate, and Annihilate is not going to appreciate a Shadow Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash almost picks up the 1-hit KO. We're going to bullet punch farm down and take that game. Evidently Shadow Metagross feeling a bit left out, wanting to get in on the big boom action. Heading into the next battle, we see Conkeldurr into Mamoswine. If we was on counter, this would be a great matchup. As we're on Poison Jab, not so much. We see the Say Switch into Typhlosion, once again answered by Gyarados. Another opponent reluctant to shield a non-stab Fire Punch, open up the door for us to take back switch. The opponent attempt to trap us into the CMP tie. Trainer 31 like, nah, I'm just going to take the extra. The opponent fire off the crunch. Typhlosion gets a massive farm down. Back out comes Mamoswine, and we're now doubled up. We full send the blast burn. Does the opponent respect the damage? They do not. Mamoswine gets one shot vanquished. Back to its Pokeball. Oh, baby. Out comes Metagross. The opponent doesn't even shield up the blast burn. I think this opponent has just give up. We pivot out into Conkeldurr, get the resisted Poison Jab farm down, and take that game. Typhlosion almost took out every HP of every Pokemon. Insanity. In the next battle, we see our Poison Jab Conkeldurr into Metagross. If we was on the more conventional moveset of counter, this would be more of a neutral matchup, but this is definitely losing when you're on the resisted Poison Jab. We shield the Meteor Mash, see the aggressive pivot into Typhlosion. The opponent sends out Excadrill. Trainer, do you have a Death Wish? This cannot be your best answer. I'll be honest, I'd just be shielding, looking for that Incinerate farm down. Yes, I love it. Trainer 31, like, don't worry, buddy. I've got you. Typhlosion gets the full Incinerate farm down. No, back out comes Metagross. What is going on? We fire off the Blast Burn. Blast Burn goes unshielded. Out comes Togekiss. Oh, this team has never seen a Typhlosion, to be honest. Not many people probably have. We force the protection with a Thunder Punch, send out Metagross, and the opponent is going to concede the match. What a win! I'm sure the opponent now probably believes the algorithm's real, thinking who runs Typhlosion? I probably played a bot. Well, that was a legit battle. Heading into the next battle, we see Shadow Excadrill in the lead. Once again, we really wish we had counter, but I think Poison Jab overall is probably better against the generic meta, just not as good into the matchups that used to be dominant. However, with that being said, we're still cleanly going to win the zero shield scenario. Dynamic Punch would easily pick up the 1-hit KO. That's back-to-back Excadrills running Mud Shot. I think I personally would opt for Mud Slap. Mud Shot does give you more flexibility. However, pacing not that great this season. 6-6-5 to the moves rather than straight 5s. We see Trainer 31 pause, ensuring the Dynamic Punch is not caught. and the opponent doesn't even commit to the mud shot farming down, opting to throw their energy. The opponent makes a nice play, throwing the rock slide, anticipating us perhaps making a catch. No catch attempts made. Instead, we send out Typhlosion. Typhlosion, looking for that one shield. Full incinerate farm down and show me something we can nuke. Come on, have another steel type trainer. Out comes Gyarados. Unfortunately, we can't cleanly one-shot this, but we are doubled up on Thunder Punches. The first one, of course, goes on shield as the opponent has no shields. We send out Metagross. The opponent enters the mirror behind an energy, which can only mean one thing. Hi opposing Metagross. Bye opposing Metagross. Remove yourself from my screen. Can the opponent manage their energy well enough to win this game? They're going to need to have a Crunch and Aqua Tail bank. Crunch will be removing Metagross from the field of play. Do they have the Aqua Tail bank? They do not. Typhlosion, though, has the Thunder Punch stored. Good to go, and that's going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. For those of you thinking Typhlosion would be a meme pick, I think it is more than holding its own. Heading into the next battle. Yikes, that is a huge core breaker for us. Thankfully, they're on Dragon Tail, which means Metagross isn't actually too bad into it. I think if this were Mudshot Garchomp, we'd be absolutely cooked. Regardless of the quick move, Typhlosion wants no part of this Dragon Ground type. We force a Protect Shield with the Dynamic Punch. I think, to be honest, we'd rather the damage landed. Speaking of which, with that in mind, we are going to invest a Protect Shield, Earth Power. This opponent very quickly reveals they're running Twin Nukes, which is good information to know. We fire off the next Dynamic Punch, getting off some much needed chip damage before sending out Metagross. Metagross will be greeted with the Earth Power, so Trainer 31 wisely invests that Protect Shield. The opponent stays in, they get farmed down, giving us a very nice energy lead, but we have no Protect Shield to hide behind. The opponent enters the mirror behind an energy. Trainer 31, just YOLO in the nuke, looking to guarantee the damage or the final shield. The opponent obliges, putting up that final Protect Shield. The opponent looking to maximise their energy. Trainer 31 throws the Meteor Mash, and what looks like to be a CMP time Meteor Mash is resisted, but still gets them below half health. The opponent going to fire off the Earthquake, removing us from the field of play. We send out Typhlosion. The opponent pivots out into Gyarados. Gyarados going to be greeted with the Thunder Punch. I think we very much need a catch to win this game. Are we able to get the catch successfully? No, we're not. Catching with a 5-turn move is incredibly difficult, as the opponent should always look for the Incinerate animation before they throw. The opponent show great composure, hold their energy, and Aqua Tail removes us from the field of play. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we see a matchup that is greatly improved on Poison Jab, as we're now hitting for neutral rather than resisted. This opponent opting for Dragon Tail over Dragon Breath. The opponent going to fire off the Dragon Claw Conkeldurr, withstands the damage. Trainer 31 actually going for the Dynamic Punch bait. Dynamic Punch is 5 energy cheaper than Stone Edge, and the opponent actually call it. What a savage. Trainer 31 saves his low health Conkeldurr, save switches into Shadow Metagross. The opponent fire off the superpower. Ouch, that hurt. The opponent then give us a massive Bullet Punch farm down before sending out Rhyperior. Trainer 31 fires off the Meteor Mash. This definitely forces a shield, and the opponent is going to look for that Mud Slap farm down. We send back out Conkeldurr. Yeah, that's not winnable. I agree. Trainer 31 going to concede the match, and we're going to move on to the next battle. Magnezone. I was anticipating the opponent instantly switching out, anticipating us being on counter. They didn't do that, and they also running Spark over Volt Switch. Our Typhlosion Say Switch this time is hard punished by Rhyperior. We fire off the Blast Burn. I guess the opponent's shielded, fearful of a Solar Beam, which we haven't got, but we're going to take any advantage we can get when we see this very annoying top meta threat. On the plus side, it's nice to bait this thing out, as despite Shadow Metagross hitting Rhyperior with a super effective Mud Slaps do so much more than a very underwhelming Bullet Punch. We're playing it very risky, allowing our Conkeldurr to get insanely low. If the opponent shields this is GG's. Trainer, just let it go, please. Thank you. The opponent tanked the Dynamic Punch. We then send out Metagross with a 2-0 shield advantage, and we now got a very nice running start as well. The opponent sends out a Charm Primarina. That tap nonsense will not be charming its way through our Shadow Metagross. We fire off the Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. Of course, Trainer 31 will be shooting up the incoming Hydro Cannon, and I'm going to anticipate the opponent trying to make a Meteor Mash catch onto Magnezone. There's the attempted catch. Trainer 31 sees it coming in, reacts quick enough, fires off the Earthquake. Magnezone has no shot. Of course, Earthquake, massive overkill. Back out comes Primarina. Metagross gonna hold strong, Bullet Punch farm down, and we take that game. Heading into the next battle. will lead Conkeldurr into another rhyperior. The first few battles we managed to escape this threat, and now we're seeing nothing but rhyperior here, there and everywhere. We see the instant no shield deployed. The opponent fire off the break-in swipe. Thankfully we don't get debuffed. Trainer 31 gonna overfarm before firing off the dynamic punch once again, which we hope doesn't get shielded. The opponent invests to protect shield. Trainer 31, despite being low, going to invest to protect shield back. And again, we've got to be mindful the opponent might look to make some catch. The opponent sends out Primarina. We see the banking of the dynamic punch and the punish with Metagross. Metagross not willing to invest to protect shield, instead firing off the Meteor Mash on the charge attack priority. Meteor Mash forces the opponent's final protect shield. This smells like Rhyperior double charm, I'll be honest. We're going to match protect shields, commit to that 4 bullet punch farm down, and it's time to go to Boomtown. Metagross going to boom the remainder of the opponent's team. Come on, trainer, pick your poison. The opponent taking a long time to send something out. Actually send out Metagross, then make a very nice catch, catching the Earthquake onto Rhyperior. Either move will knock out, but Earthquake is more expensive. Back out comes the opposing Metagross. However, we've got such an energy lead, we're able to reach the next Earthquake. Metagross still going to get his back-to-back victims as we take that game. This is like a throwback to the early seasons. When we first had Master League Premier Cup, we didn't even have XL Pokemon, and Metagross was the #1 ranked pick, essentially on every team. In the next battle, we see Conkeldurr into Primarina. As the opponent's on Charm, we see the Say Switch into Typhlosion, once again baiting out Gyarados. Are we going to finally see a Gyarados Say Switch invest to protect shield? Yes, we are. This opponent, apparently smarter than the other ones, although Typhlosion, so spammy, able to reach the next Thunder Punch, forcing the opponent all shields down. Are we going to make a play at switch advantage? Trainer 31 thinking about it, actually just going to take his 2 to no shield advantage, knowing he can actually rely on Conkeldurr to pick up the one shot. What the heck? This opponent's actually on Bite as well. What is Bite for in this meta? I have no idea. Stone Edge picks up the knockout. We pivot into Metagross. The opponent reveals their own Metagross. Trainer, give it up. I don't know why the opponent's staying in, but I guess if they want that smoke, Trainer 31 going to give it to him. Earthquake picks up the one-hit KO. The opponent recognises there's nothing they can do, and they are going to concede the match. GG's. I'm still a bit thrown off by that Bite Gyarados. Bite would hit Metagross for super effective, but outside of that, I think it's objectively worse into a majority of matchups. In the next battle, we lead Conkeldurr into Metagross. It looks like we simultaneously swap, say switching our own Metagross into Dragonite. We correctly shield up the superpower, return fire with the Meteor Mash. We're actually fully charging this, which does pick up the knockout. I think arguably there, we should have went for a bit of an undercharge, wanting to get an energy lead for this. Trainer 31's Metagross has a 15 attack and is boosted to level 51, so I guess we're likely going to win CMP, or at least have a coin flip against every opposing Metagross we're going to see. The opponent shields up the obvious Meteor Mash bait, which is a bit strange. We didn't even have the energy for the Earthquake, and that is why you should count. We then pivot back out into Conkeldurr, baiting out Togekiss, but the poison jabs hit for super effective, as does the Stone Edge. Stone Edge sneaks through the protect shield. Conkeldurr is a Togekiss counter confirmed. Back out comes Metagross. The opponent looks to that bullet punch farm down, but Conkeldurr says no. Reach the dynamic punch. Dynamic punch forces the opponent's final protect shield. This Metagross has so much energy. We wait out our clock, send out Typhlosion. We find ourselves in the bait game. Trainer 31 calls the Earthquake. That is a huge protect shield. We can just Thunder Punch him now. Oh, we go for the catch. Uh-oh. Oh boy, luckily the opponent doesn't have the energy for another Earthquake. We fire off the Thunder Punch. Trainer 31 almost gives me a heart attack there, but we're able to emerge victorious. And that is just about going to wrap things up for today's Shoutcast. Huge shout out to Trainer 31. As always, very entertaining battles, buddy. GG's. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. A link to the battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.